Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to the Quincy Market here in Boston. What a place, what a city. We are so pleased to bring a huge triple header of World Championship Boxing to the amazing TD Arena in Boston on October the 20th, live and exclusive on DAZN, our new US platform, exclusive partners we are so pleased to be welcoming into the US market to take control as the home of boxing in America. Thank you very much. How about a round of applause? Well, thank you. Far too kind. Boxing in the US has traditionally been a sport that has been taken to cities, New York, Los Angeles, Las Vegas. We've seen it all before. The plan is for Matchroom Boxing to take major fight nights to major cities that haven't had the opportunity to witness this great sport as often as they should. That's why we're in Boston on October the 20th. We've been Chicago on October the 6th. We want to take this great sport to so many great cities around this country, and what better way to bring a major event to the TD Arena in Boston. I went down there this morning. This place makes the hairs on the back of your neck stand up. And what a night of boxing. And I guarantee you that if you turn up at the TD Arena or if you're watching live on DAZN, that from start to finish you will see the biggest and best night of boxing this city has ever seen. Now, we're lucky to have these great fighters on the stage here, and we're also lucky to have, a young man in Ken Casey, who is really the beating heart of boxing here in Boston. I can't tell you the passion that this man has for the sport. He told us, Eddie, you have to come to Boston. Bring a major event to Boston and the people will come. And we can't wait to do that on October the 20th. We wouldn't also be here without our US partners, DAZN. And first of all, I'm going to welcome up Joe Markowski from DAZN to say a few words.
Thank you, Eddie, and good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for being with us at the very start of our US journey, here alongside our partners at Matchroom and with our new friends here at the Faneuil Hall and at the iconic Quincy Market. Let me start by saying that DAZN was built by the fans for the fans, and whilst our long-term plan is to become the destination multi-sport broadcast platform for fans all over the world, our first steps here in the US are primarily going to be focused on boxing and MMA, and that's with good reason. This is a subset of US sports fans who've been underserved with a bad deal for far too long. They're not only asked to pay for premium cable subscription packages, but at regular intervals above and beyond that, they're asked to shell out for pay-per-view shows at high cost. Us at DAZN, we are very, very different. We are here to bring premium boxing and MMA shows to US sports fans at the low cost of $9.99 a month, the way that only a streaming platform can. And crucially, when you buy DAZN, you get all of DAZN. You get all of our live shows, all of our archive fights, and a broad range of original programming, behind the scenes features, and the news stories that really matter in relation to our upcoming matchups. And that's all at that same single low cost of $9.99 a month. We're not going to stash any content behind a pay-per-view wall. We're not going to distribute on linear television or package up higher tier subscriptions. We're going to let our fans enjoy the entire content portfolio at that single low cost. We can't wait for our first month here in the US, a first month packed full of fights, launching on September the 22nd with heavyweight champion of the world, Anthony Joshua's dangerous fight with Alexander Povetkin from Wembley in London. That's quickly followed by a scintillating Bellator 206 show from San Jose, California on September the 29th. And then immediately after that, the first of our shows with Eddie and Matchroom USA here in the US on October the 6th in Chicago. After that, we have a doubleheader weekend highlighted by Bellator's Heavyweight Grand Prix semi-finals on October the 12th and 13th, before we make our way here to Boston on October the 20th. We have 3 great title fights in store for you here in this great city. Billy Joe Saunders and Demetrius Andrade, both undefeated, will look to make history in their highly anticipated clash. And on the same card, Katie Taylor and Cindy Serrano promises to be a great showdown, as does IBF super featherweight titleists Tevin Farmer's defense of his belt against James Tennyson. In combination, That's 6 premium fight nights on DAZN in the space of our opening 30 days. And with 70 fight nights planned in our opening 12 months, I think it's fair to say that fight fans are going to get an unprecedented deal with DAZN. We're truly excited to introduce you all here in the US to DAZN come September the 10th and return here to Boston in October at the TD Garden to give this city and its fight fans a captivating night and a captivating fight week. So thank you very much and see you very soon. Thank you, Eddie.
Joe Markowski, everyone. He even makes the corporate stuff sound sexy. And that's hard to do. Right, now we're on to the boxing side of things. And as I said before, the beating heart of boxing in Boston, it wouldn't be possible without this man. He has 2 of his own fighters on the card. You know him, Danny O'Connor and Mark DeLuca from right here in Boston. He's going to talk a little bit of history about boxing in Boston, the TD Arena. We've got a couple of special guests for you as well. Right now, big round of applause. You know him for Dropkick Murphys. You know him as the man of Boston. Ladies and gentlemen, Ken Casey.
Thank you, Eddie. Thanks, everyone, for showing up today. And, want to thank DAZN and Matchroom Boxing for having an eye on what's going on in a place like Boston and how great a sports city we are. I mean, obviously, I'm biased, as many people are here, but I think we are the most passionate fans in sports. We follow our teams and we follow our fighters. I've formed Murphy's Boxing, I think, about 7 years ago. And, it's a part-time job for me, so we're doing good stuff over at the House of Blues. We're doing a lot of smaller shows, but to be able to partner with the big guys and help my fighters get to the biggest stage is awesome. And anything that brings the world eye to Boston is good in my book. So I want to talk a little bit about the guys that I do have on the card. And by the way, it's 3 fighters. I don't know if you got the memo yet, okay? But we'll negotiate that afterwards. But they're all great fighters in of their own right. And I want to talk a little bit about the history and bring up 2 special guests. So I will say, in researching this and talking with fellow long-term Boston fight fans, to realize nothing like this has ever come to Boston. I guess there's probably not many places that say they have 3 title fights on one night, but we can officially say that the city of Boston and the TD Garden have never hosted 3 title fights on one night. So give them a round of applause for putting that together alone. The original building, the Boston Garden, that shared the same footprint, was built for boxing in the 1920s. Debuted with its first event being a boxing match, and there's a lot of history in this city and a lot of great fighters, and we got 2 of them here, and I want to bring them up on stage right now. Everybody knows him, legend, one of the nicest guys you'll ever meet, and one of the fiercest fighters ever to step in the ring, Lowell's own Mickey Ward. So come on up, Mickey. And age before beauty, and much respect to this man who's from a couple 100 yards that way, and in 1955 won the world welterweight title at the Garden. And we'd like to welcome up the champ now, Mr. Tony DeMarco. You don't want that? You'll never meet 2 men with men of fewer words in boxing than Tony DeMarco and Mickey Ward. But I don't know if you would mind sharing your experience of winning a world title so close to your hometown, and what a great sports city this is for boxing.
Well, thank you for the introduction. I really appreciate that. But of course, that's a long time ago, 1955. I had the pleasure and the honor of winning most of my fights. I fought 8 world champions in different times. And the most notable fight that I had was with Johnny Saxton when I knocked him out in the 14th round at the Boston Garden. And also, of course, my fight with Carmen Basilio, you heard of him, I'm sure. But he defeated me in one of the greatest fights of the century. But I'm not even going to talk about myself. I'm going to turn over and talk about a great fighter, a great fella, and a friend, Mickey Ward.
Yeah, Mickey.
Thank you, Tony.
Mickey, you fought at the Garden once, and you got a lot. You've left a lot of great memories for people around here. And tell us what fight fans can expect in Boston on October 20th.
Well, first of all, it's great to be here, and I want to welcome all the champions here and all the guys fighting. So, good luck on the 20th. But it's great fighting in Boston. You know, I'm right up from the street from Boston Lowell, and it was a big deal to fight in the Boston Garden. All the history and stuff like that from the prior fights. Tony speaking of, and it's a great place to fight. It's going to be a great night of boxing. We have tremendous champions behind me, and just whoever's going to be there, it's going to be a great night. And come on out, support these fighters, and it's going to be a great night. And thanks for coming out today. And I can't wait. I actually can't wait for the 20th. It's going to be a great card, and you know, just to have all the bunch of New England fighters, bunch of guys from England fighting, it's great. It's just it's going to be a great night of boxing, and I'll be here, and I hope he's all here.
Thank you, my friend.
All right. Nice. Thank you.
All right. Well, to speak of kind of this current generation of fighters that are making a name for himself here, I'll start off by saying also there's a charitable component to the show with through the Boston Bruins Foundation. We're doing raising some funds for first responder charities that the Bruins Foundation affiliates itself with, and we're giving heavily discounted tickets to groups of first responders and military. And part of the, aside from just trying to make something good from it, we're also tying in with, you know, something that pertains to the card. The first Murphy's boxing fighter that's on the show, he's not here today, is Irish heavyweight Niall Kennedy, who's also a Wexford police officer back home in Ireland, and he's fought all his fights here in Boston, so he might as well be from here as far as the boxing world goes. We also have our very own Mark DeLuca over here, 21-1, and former Marine, and we're gonna, you know, honor his legacy and invite a lot of military guys here to show some respect. And then my man that got me into this whole mess of boxing, my friend Danny O'Connor here, who's on leave from the Framingham Fire Department so he can win a world title. And it's pretty cool to have, you know, a Marine, a cop, and a fireman on the shows themselves. To talk quickly about first Mark and then Danny, you know, to have someone, you know, that fights in kind of an, you know, old throwback look, old throwback style, you know, fighting in a city like this, and it's great to see that there's a new young guy of Italian heritage that can come on and take up the reins of, you know, the great history that people like Tony left, and we're honored to have him on the card. And we're trying to make a very exciting fight that we're hoping to announce in the next few days. So hopefully we can have some great news there. Danny O'Connor here, the last man to fight at the Garden. We did a main event with Danny during the Bruins lockout season, and it was basically all local fighters, and Danny had a great win at the Garden in front of, I don't know, 7,000 fans, something like that, and just a local card, you know. So we really expect, you know, huge numbers from this. But you know, Danny, since coming back to boxing, has had 3 incredible wins in a row over tremendous opponents. He's at the pinnacle of the sport, and you know, this fight for him is going to put him right where he needs to be. He's fighting a tremendous opponent from England, 24-2, Tommy Coyle. So that is going to be, like every other fight on the show, that is going to be a fight to not miss. But I don't know, I thought, Danny, maybe you could say a few words based on having fought there last. So.
Well, I want to thank Ken Casey and Murphy's Boxing. He really is one of the good guys in boxing. He's opened a lot of doors in this area for young and upcomers to continue to follow their dreams and their careers in the boxing world. You know, Murphy's Boxing has always had my back since day one. I want to thank Matchroom for giving me this opportunity to fight at the Boston Garden. I mean, this means a lot to me. It's not just another venue. Being a local kid, being able to fight at the Garden, being able to follow in the footsteps of past professionals, greats in every different type of sport that have competed at the Garden. This means a lot to me, definitely, to be able to come back here to perform in front of all my fans, family, and friends, along with people that I came to. Demetrius, you're too funny, man. Demetrius is too funny. I've known him for a long time. Mark, Toka. I mean, this is comfortable for me. These are guys I came up with that I admire, that I'm rooting for, and that are rooting for me. So training camp shouldn't be comfortable, but the fight is more comfortable that you can make it, the better. So, you know, I look forward to this venue, to being in front of the locals. Boston is a great sports city, and they support their own. They support their teams. And it reminds me a lot of the UK vibe. They admire their professionals. They take pride in it. And, you know, I'm honored and lucky to be here. I look forward, me and Murphy's Boxing, to working more with Matchroom and maybe getting a fight over in the UK. And I just got my mind focused on getting back to where I deserve to be at the high level, to competing. And I look forward to coming and performing at my best in front of all my home fans. Thank you.
Well, once again, thanks to Eddie and Matchroom and to DAZN for coming, and I'll let Eddie talk about the rest of these amazing world title fights and then some that are left. So, what's up? Mark, come on up here. Mark could be the only man of less words than Mickey or Tony, but Mark, talk about what it's like to fight for your first time at the Garden.
How you doing, everyone? I'm just very excited to bring some home cooking to the card. Behind me, it speaks for itself, the world champions and the great fighters, and I hope to follow in their footsteps. I'm gonna do my best to put on a good show. I'm a proud Bostonian, as you can hear in my voice. I never hid it, and I always represented the city well, to my best of my ability. So October 20th, I'll do my best, and I hope everyone has a good time. Thank you.
Thank you, Ken, and thank you, Mark and Danny O'Connor. Danny O'Connor against Tommy Coyle is a fight you do not want to miss. I know Mickey Ward will be a keen spectator in that fight. I think you'll really enjoy that one. Okay, on to some other big fights on the card. An interesting fight. We have Providence representing in the house with Demetrius and Toka as well. This is a fight that was made very recently. It's a final eliminator for the IBF featherweight title. And the way the timings work out with this fight is the winner of this fight will face either Josh Warrington or Carl Frampton next for the IBF featherweight title with no excuses. So this is a huge opportunity for both guys. First of all, I'm going to welcome up to say a few words from Providence, Rhode Island, Toka Clary.
Thank you, everybody, for coming out. My name is Toka Clary. I'm extremely happy to be here. I'm extremely happy to be on this call with his tremendous talent. I'm happy to be on the call with my big brother, Demetrius Andres. You know, I grew up watching him. I grew up being in the ring with him. He beat me a few times. My man Daniel O'Connor beat me a few times in the gym. So now I'm on the same card as them. You know, I'm just trying to do my best. And I belong here, you know, and I work extremely hard. I want to thank my team, the Real Deal, Evander Holyfield team, my man Seth, my manager Seth, Eric Bentley, you know, my whole squad for always believing in me and getting me to this point. Another person I look up to is my man right there, Tevin, Mr. Successful, Mr. Never Give Up. You know, I watch how he came up in this game. It's not easy. A lot of us fighters, we work extremely hard to get to this point, and I promise you, come fight night, Toka Clary definitely gonna be fighting for world title. Thank you.
Thank you, Toka. His opponent is an undefeated fighter from the UK, out of the world-famous Ingle Gym. Kell Brook and Billy Joe Saunders train alongside him. A big opportunity for him to go and fight for the world title. From the UK, Kid Galahad.
Hi, I'd like to thank Eddie and Matchroom Boxing, DAZN TV. October the 20th, we're not here to play marbles, we're here to take over. So, you know, October the 20th, I'm not looking to, you know, go in there and tip-tap. I'm coming to hit you. I'm coming to hit you real bad.
Sounds good.
Yeah. Yeah, believe. You know, my boy Billy Joe Saunders here. You know what this is.
The Red Jackets are here.
This clown here. guys
Oh,
come up as a clown. You know?
Barry will be knocking him out very soon.
Yeah, but believe me, I'm not joking.
It tastes good as well. It tastes good.
And we're gonna
We
get the
look
big fight
cute, but we're
in
mean
England.
motherfuckers.
The red jackets are here.
There's an Instagram man.
We'll see. All right, we'll see. You just make sure you don't pull out. Thank you.
Yes, good man. I'll buy you one. I'll buy you a sloppy Joe.
You two will
Good
get
man.
your chance in a minute. I think we might be here sometime when you get the mic, you two. Right. Another World Championship fight on the card. People talk about stories in boxing. These two have great stories. First off, they suffered early losses in their careers. They stayed patient, they stayed focused. Now James Tennyson from Belfast gets the opportunity to challenge for the world title. And this young man in Tevin Farmer is a real gem of the boxing world. Just won the IBF super featherweight title out in Australia. Huge fights for him in the super featherweight division. But first, he must overcome a fearsome puncher from Belfast. We know about the Irish support here in this town. It's going to be an amazing atmosphere. And first of all, I'd like to welcome up the challenger for the IBF super featherweight title, James Tennyson.
Thank you. It's amazing to be here, involved in such a massive night of boxing. You know, some huge fights lined up. Fighting for the IBF world title here in Boston. You know, it's amazing. Boston's a great place, but I'd say it's going to get a whole lot better when I come over here and fight night and become champion of the world. I'd like to thank all the guys from Matchroom, DAZN, Mark Dunlap, etc., who's got me here tonight. Thank you.
And a pleasure to be working alongside Lou DiBella with Tevin Farmer and to introduce Tevin Farmer and call up Alex Dombrov from DiBella Events.
Well, first of all, thank you to Eddie. Thank you to DAZN, Perform Group, the Boston Garden, everyone who made this event happen. Just a really quick point before I bring up Tevin. Yesterday we announced a partnership between Matchroom USA and DiBella Entertainment to work on Tevin Farmer's next several fights. And those who know a lot about boxing social media know that Lou DiBella and Eddie have occasionally traded barbs on social media. And Lou actually made a comment yesterday at the press conference we had in New York about how odd it was to see us working together. But as a staff member of DiBella Entertainment, I think it's important to say that, like, it's not that surprising, because when you look at the staff that Eddie has and who they have put these deals together, you know, from my counterpart, Sean, Josh Roy, Kevin, Frank, Anthony, like, it's just a first-class team. It's a pleasure to be working with you guys, so I really appreciate Eddie, and I really appreciate you having us. So I'm still jet lagged from my trip to Australia 2 weeks ago. I don't know about you, buddy. But it was only about 2 weeks ago we just got off a plane from winning the World Championship against Billy Dibb in Sydney, Australia. And I don't think Tevin had even gotten on the plane yet, and he was talking about what was next for him. He already, get me back in the ring as soon as possible. I want to be back in the gym on Monday. And I don't know how serious he was, but Lou went to work right away on making a deal. And a lot of credit to Eddie for stepping up and making this fight happen as quickly as he did. It's very rare to see a fighter win a world championship and then come back 2.5 months later and defend the title for the first time. But it's a credit to Tevin and his desire to fight. It's a credit to Eddie for seeing the value in Tevin and bringing us over here and creating this partnership. And it's a credit, by the way, to Tevin's team, which is led by Chino Rivas down there, who's one of the best trainers in boxing, for having the confidence to turn Tevin around, for saying it doesn't matter who we fight. It's fine fighting an Irish guy in Boston. There's no problem. Bring on the next guy. We're ready to start this process of defending a world championship. And, you know, one of the few fighters who I truly, truly consider a friend is Tevin Farmer. It's an absolute honor to be here with him, to introduce him, and to have played some small part in making this partnership between DiBella Entertainment and Matchroom happen. So I'd now like to introduce the IBF Super Featherweight Champion of the World, Tevin, the American Idol Farmer.
It's been a long time coming, a long time. First, I want to thank God for the opportunity. I want to thank everybody that came out today. Eddie, big shout out to you. Matchroom, Lou DiBella, DAZN. But you know, oh, he's right here, baby. October 20th, man. We coming to bring the pain. the last time I fought in Boston was 2014. I fought a guy, Manny Gonzalez, and that was when I changed my life. So I don't know much about my opponent, but what I do know is people don't make it to this level for no reason. So I know he's definitely going to come to fight, and he want to beat Tevin Farmer. You know, Tevin Farmer for these past couple of years been one of the hottest fighters in the world. But to beat me, honestly, that night, he going to have to bring a knife and a gun because it ain't going to be easy. I'm coming to bring the pain, and make sure you bring your A game, buddy. Thank you.
Another World Championship event, the WBA and the IBF Women's Lightweight title. There's always a lot of talk about women's boxing and, you know, are you going to put more women's fights on? Forget male or female. It's about entertainment. It's about quality. It's about great fights and great fighters. And in this fight, we have two great fighters. Again, it's a pleasure to be working with Alex and Lou DiBella, with Cindy Serrano. And I'm going to welcome up Cindy now to say a few words. Ladies and gentlemen, the challenger for the IBF and WBA world titles, Cindy Serrano.
Hey guys, I'd like to thank DAZN and Match. I also like to thank Lou DiBella and my team Serrano, and also Katie's team. Katie is a tremendous fighter. She's a hard worker, so I know it's not going to be an easy fight, but it's going to be a great fight. I'm a great fighter myself. I'm training hard, and not only can we fight, but we look good doing it. So we're going to prove that women can fight, and we look good doing it.
Now, this young lady probably won't tell you so, but legend is not a word that I think you drop lightly. This young lady out of Bray in Ireland was a 5-time amateur world champion, 6-time European amateur champion, a 2012 Olympic gold medalist, and right now has already captured the WBA and IBF world championships. She is, in my opinion, not just the biggest star in women's boxing, but one of the biggest stars in the sport of boxing. An absolute credit to the sport, to herself, and of course to the people of Ireland, where she is, quite honestly, the queen of Ireland. I am so pleased she gets a chance to fight in Boston. Ladies and gentlemen, a huge round of applause for Katie Taylor.
Thank you so much, Eddie. It's great to be here. I absolutely love this city. I love Boston, and this is going to feel like a homecoming fight for me because of all the Irish people here. I just want to thank Cindy for taking this fight. This is going to be an incredible fight. These are the fights that I absolutely relish. It's going to make for such an exciting fight. Yeah, it's a privilege to be on this platform with this great talent. And October 20th is going to be a super night of boxing, and I can't wait. So yeah, thank you so much.
Thank you. Now on to the, you know, I'm gonna lose this thing because these two guys don't need this thing, right? They're chilled out, they're relaxed. And first of all, when we moved into the US market, we wanted entertaining fighters. We wanted great fighters, elite fighters, people that I believe could go on and dominate divisions. And in Demetrius Andrade, I think we have just that. This fight is one of the best fights to be made, not just in the middleweight division, but in boxing. Two of the very best 160-pounders out there. Billy Joe is one of the great middleweights right now, the reigning WBO world champion. He's from England, but right now our boy Demetrius Andrade is here to try and become a 3-time champion of the world. He looks good, he can fight good. Ladies and gentlemen, from Providence, but today from Boston, a big round of applause for the challenger for the WBO middleweight championship of the world, Demetrius Andrade.
Ooh, this is sexy. Now we're looking. Don't throw them pants in the crowd, Demetrius.
Tall, black, and handsome is here, yes. And good thing I can fight too. But yeah, man, it's definitely gonna be an honor fighting at the Garden, man. It's big. Celtics, the Bruins, Boston, the biggest fight fans, the biggest sports supporters out here, and we're giving you guys the best fight of boxing this year, October 20th. You have to be there. You have to see it. For those who don't know, Billy Joe Saunders, yes, he is a great fighter. Southpaw, undefeated, you know, ugly looking. But he can fight. Good record. Yes, he is.
Hey!
Hey, sounds good. Sounds good. The red coats are here. But your boy Demetrius Andrade always comes through. Never have I failed to come out without the victory.
We both failed in Olympic Games.
I got cheated.
Hey!
Clearly. You're lucky you wasn't in my weight because I would have.
I was in your weight. I was in your weight. I was. Yeah, I was in your
Well, I didn't see you. They seen me.
You see me on the 20th looking at you. Don't
Yeah,
worry about
definitely. But yeah, man, it's definitely look at this guy. He's entertaining himself. You know, it's gonna be an entertaining fight leading up to the fight. You know, I'm just glad to be here working with Eddie Hearns. Man, he's doing great things out here. He's bringing boxing to where it needs to be at this highest level when you compete with other sports like football, basketball, baseball, etc. But none of them sports is like boxing. It takes one. It's only you. And the best man's going to win. And that's it.
I'll take over for me. Sit down.
Billy, just
listen.
Go
ahead.
First of all, I've got to give the man respect. Got to give him credit. Got to give his full team credit. I'd like to thank the Zone, Eddie Hearn, for putting this show on. Such a big fight. Listen, the two main men at the weight at the minute is Golovkin and Canelo. And to be fair, that neither of them, really want to fight me or this man. To be personal, there is a smoke and mist.
That's because you run a lot.
There is a smoke and a mist around the middleweight division. And when it clears up, I will be standing there. But I just want to point out one thing. I don't know if this man's come as Karate Kid today or Papa Smurf. But like I say, I'll give him credit and say Karate Kid. He's got them lovely boots on as well. I'm sure them spindle legs can carry them heavy boots. But listen, what I want to say is, listen, all jokes aside, all bullshit, all trash talk, this is going to be a very, very good fight. Do anybody really want to fight Demetrius Andrade, Golovkin, Canelo, Jacobs, etc.? No. Do anybody want to fight me? No. It seems that me and this man have to fight to prove, to see who the number one is. I believe that sitting here now, and I'm not saying that he's sitting there or I'm sitting there because I bum lick or ass lick nobody, but technically, we are the two best in the division. And the winner of this fight will be proved to be number one, like I say. And I know for 100% fact, like he said, he's never failed, he's never done this. We're the same age, roughly. He's 30, I'm 28, but I'm world champion. I've been a little bit more active than him. I've boxed better opposition than him. I will be the number one. But to prove that,
who you fight?
I have to beat this man.
Who did you fight?
I have to beat this man.
Name one person you fought.
But the only good record you got. Yeah, David Lemieux's a bum. He's a bum. David Lemieux's a bum. David Lemieux is a bum. He's not worth talking about. I don't take no credit for beating David Lemieux because someone can't beat a little midget this big, then they're doing something wrong. So that's all I'm saying. But what I'm saying is that I've been in with world-class opposition.
He's funny.
They all go on about Chris Eubank, another one, I dealt with him. They're going about Andy Lee, I dealt with him. Willie Monroe, no heart, no bottle, no desire to win. But that's one thing I've got is desire. But before I would sign up to lose this fight, on my kid's life, I'd rather die in a plane crash on the way home than lose to this man. Because there's too much at stake. I am number one and I will prove it. But thank you very much to Boston. Thank you very much to Matchroom. Thank you very much to all of you boys. And I'll see you all on the night. And you all cheer me on. Boston can pimp me up for the night. Let's go.
Yeah, they're going to pick you up from the floor. The ambulance is going to come through.
Pimp me out.
They're going to pick you up. The ambulance, when I get done with you. Sounds good.
I just don't want to see none of this, yeah? Karate Kid.
It sounds good, but we all know who's going to stay on top.
Nah, listen. You stay on top because you ain't boxed for a year. I can't remember the last time you boxed.
When you boxed? You boxed for a year?
8 months
It's
ago.
about the same time.
Eight
It's
months.
about the same time.
8 months and 12 months. There's a bit of difference. There's a bit of difference.
So therefore you should have no excuses.
All right, can I ask you a question? Who's the best person you beat?
The best person I beat?
Yeah.
It's going to be you.
No, I know.
It's going to be you.
To this date, who is the best? Who is the best you beat?
Yes, Varnes.
How many losses did he have?
None.
No? All right.
33-0 with 30 knockouts.
Oh, yeah, good. Okay, yeah.
But you are going down, my friend.
Good. You are going down, boy. I'm going to show you. I'm going to school you. And listen, for all you fans, do you know the little miss? I will do this when I box him. You will see it. I'll do it for Boston.
Show up, because your boy is going to put this boy out. That's all I'm saying. Show up.
You're from Providence. These are from Boston. These are Bostoners.
Real quick. I want to shout out a few people real quick in the audience that I see. You know what I'm saying? Some other boxers that put their life on the line. You know what I'm saying? Alex Rivera, Rashidi Ellis over there in the back, undefeated. That man right there got fast hands. You know what I'm saying? Anthony Conception, he's 1-0. You know what I'm saying? There he goes. You know what I mean? We got Anthony Marcella. Anthony Marcella, undefeated fighter 2 from your hometown. These are other people that's in this crowd that support boxing, that is boxing. And you also look into these guys, these people
Listen,
too.
the main thing is that both of us come out the ring safe. That's the main thing, number one.
Oh, yeah. Oh,
number two.
Abraham, my bad, Abraham right there.
Abraham, my bad. Go on, Abraham.
Guys, just a quick...
And I would say all the sexy women out there, I'll give you all the shout out as well. All the good-looking women, you know where you're at. All hello. There you are. You there, the sexiest of them all. You there. That's the one. I want you.
Vote Demetrius Andrade. Vote Demetrius Andrade. He's tall, black, and handsome.
Where are you from? Where are you from?
Look like somebody smacked some shit on his face.
Where are you from?
Cambridge, Massachusetts.
Who do you want to win? Hey! 1-0.
Guys, jokes aside, this is such an important fight in boxing in the division. Billy Joe, how do you beat Demetrius Andrade on October the 20th?
I think. Listen, to be fair, I just think that I have to be me. See, a lot of people, you know, they get in the ring, underestimate things, and I think if I come out, turn up to be me, Billy Joe Saunders at my 100% best, it's good enough to beat him. And that's all I have to say. I mean, he's a great fighter. Like I said, I'll give him credit. He's been avoided. I've been avoided. And, you know, our paths have tracked and we have to fight. So the winner of this, in my eyes, is number one.
Demetrius, just quickly, how do you beat Billy Joe? Is this a 12-round fight or do you win inside the distance?
You know, fights, man, go either way. We're getting in shape for 12 rounds. And I know I have the bigger dog inside me than Billy Joe, and I will let that unleash come October 20th, and you're going to see. That's it. You know what I'm saying?
You look like a pit bull. You look like a pit bull now. With that nose ring, you look like a fighting pit bull. You look like a fighting pit bull.
Thank you.
All right, guys.
No, this dude's a clown, though. He's a clown.
We could do this all day.
Mr. Potato Head. Look at that nose. Look at that nose. Look at that nose. You can see, look at that nose, man. You can never get lost with a nose like that.
Okay.
This man is a fireman who saves people's lives.
Thank you for what you do. Yeah, with your nose.
Right. We could do this all day, but we got to get out of here at some point.
It's good. It's all good.
The mayor wants to stay back. Okay, guys.
It's all good. It's all good.
Thank you, Billy. Thank you, MTK, for making this fight happen as well. Guys, I cannot thank you enough. October the 20th, you will see the biggest night of boxing this city has ever seen. Turn up, show up. We want to show you how we do things for boxing. We are going to have a party in the TD Arena on October 20th with all these guys that deserve so much respect. Don't miss it on DAZN. This is where it's happening, the home of boxing. Ladies and gentlemen, the supporting cast, the main event. Let's hear it for all these guys up on the stage, and let's get behind these fighters on October 20th. Thank you for showing up.